Well, for more on this, we are joined by security expert Elizabeth Braw. She's joining us live from Washington, D.C. Ms. Braw is also a senior fellow at the American Enterprise Institute. Elizabeth, welcome back to WION. This leak, concerning to say the least, considering the fact that it may be the biggest breach of intelligence since that Edward Snowden leak back in 2013. Can you give us some context about what we have at our hands right now?
Interesting, or as you say, alarming thing about this leak is that it concerns an active war, and it has specific details regarding what's going on in that war, and specifically Ukrainian weaknesses. And that raises the question of who leaked it. But what's interesting, too, is that we now live in an era where you can leak documents and make them available to the public, which is what the leaker has done, or somebody who accessed those documents after they had been leaked by that somebody. So in the past, 30, 40 years ago, somebody would leak a document and only intelligence officials on the other side would see it, or officials on the outside. Now, these documents are there for all of us to see, which of course adds to the damage of having sensitive details being accessed in the first place.
And do you think that with the leak of these documents, there'll be some sobering assessments regarding the war in Ukraine, ultimately, now that it's been made public? Or do you think that it would put Ukraine and its Western allies more on the defensive?
What we know from the leaked documents so far is that they highlight the vulnerabilities in Ukraine's defense, and the need to urgently supply it with more weapons, or put the other way, as the documents say, the few or the limited resources that Ukraine has remaining to it in terms of weapons and ammunition. But I don't think that will weaken Western resolve. Western countries, including some in the Far East, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, have been very vocal in supporting Ukraine from the very beginning. So it would be, I think, a huge U-turn for them to say, well, based on these leaks, now we won't do it anymore because Ukraine looks to be worse off than we had publicly stated. I think actually it could contribute to strengthening their resolve, now that everybody knows just how if these documents are correct, and they seem to be correct, but some have been altered a bit. But if we are to believe these documents, Ukraine needs help more urgently, so that it could strengthen Western resolve in aiding Ukraine.
Very interesting. Elizabeth Braw, thank you so much for joining us on WION, and we look forward to speaking to you again very soon. It'll be interesting to see what the Biden administration decides to do with these leaks and how it decides to handle it. Thank you.